arise for the Honorable Judge Josie. Court is now in session, and the energy today is, well, intriguing. Our case comes from a listener named Mercedes, a master of subliminals, who recently received a request from her ex for a personalized audio. But what should have been a straightforward favor may have gotten a little, enhanced behind the scenes. Let's just say the frequency might have had some surprises woven in. The bench will now hear the case, ready to untangle this audio mess of petty intentions.
Bonjour, new moons. I am Judge Josie, and you're aligned with the frequency of the court of the new moon. And you may now be seated. Today's case comes to us from Atlanta, Georgia, from a listener named Mercedes, and she has the following to say to me. Dear Judge Josie, I hope this message finds you radiant, booked, and divinely unbothered. I'm writing to you from Atlanta, humbly, but also boldly. And I'm presenting myself before the court of the new moon. I already know I'm guilty of something, so you can go ahead and prepare your gavel. All right, so this is the energy she's given us already. And I want you, sidebar, this is my first time reading this. This was chosen for me by the team, by the Lua Nova team, and they chose it obviously based on the content that you're about to hear. First of all, let me just say, I never missed an episode of Lua Nova, and I mean that. Your newest episode, Cast a Spell, obsessed would be an understatement for me. I have been streaming it. My favorite song so far is Angel Numbers. The way you have blended your music with subliminals, I love it, as I myself make subliminal audios. I do want to just sidebar and say that the music that is currently on streaming platforms does not have subliminals, but she's referring to the episode that is called Cast the Spell that does have subliminals, okay? So I just wanted to disclose that. She said, I feel seen, I'm inspired, activated, and I want to write my own music, all of the above. Now on to my crime. Like I said, I do make subliminals too. I'm not going to be sharing my YouTube channel, as I'm not trying to get spiritually jumped on these social media streets, but just know I do this work with intention, just like you do. Well, usually. My ex-boyfriend, let's call him okay, I'm not going to call him that on my show. We're not going to give the ex-boyfriend a name, we're just going to call him ex-boyfriend, asked me to make him a subliminal for success and more opportunities, all those shiny things, and I told him that I would, and technically I did. But what I didn't tell him is that I may have layered in a few extra affirmations, subtle, very intentional, and they went like this, in my own voice. You should apologize to Mercedes. You feel a strong urge to make things right with Mercedes. You recognize that you were so wrong and did Mercedes so terribly. Nothing crazy, just a little bit of accountability seasoning is what I'm calling it. I like that. I like that, Mercedes. Now, before you judge me, Judge Josie, just please hear me out. This man was everything to me in the beginning. He was romantic. He was attentive. He was sweet. The whole illusion. And then out of nowhere, he became cold, distant, emotionally unavailable. Like, out of nowhere, his full-time job became to be terrible to me. I'm just going to put it that way. No explanation. No real closure, just confusion. So yeah, I might have taken a creative approach to how I did my own justice, because I myself am not a witch and wish I knew half of what you do. Are you sure? Because I think you should learn. Here's the thing though. I feel a little bit guilty, but just a little, maybe 12%, but the other 88% of me feels like he had it coming. That is the witch in you. I think there's some witchy in you. So now I'm here, standing before you, Judge Josie, metaphorically, ready to accept whatever verdict that you hand down to me. And honestly, throw the book at me. I know I can take it. I have one question for the court, though. Should I tell him the truth about the subliminal? I genuinely don't care if he gets mad at all. I just want to know if the confession is part of my own parole, spiritually, or if I should take this to the grave and let the affirmations do their thing. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for Lua Nova. Thank you for sharing your music with us. Thank you for your endless amount of loving energy and your service to people like me and cases like mine. I am awaiting your judgment with love and sass and a little bit of ass. Mercedes, you so far are my favorite. Okay, Mercedes, wow. This is a lot to take in. So Mercedes makes subliminal. She has a YouTube channel that she does not want to share. I'm not going to share it. She did privately share it with me, and I'm going to respect her wishes. But if you are not familiar, on YouTube, there's a ton of people of all types and backgrounds who make subliminal audios. I have a whole episode about subliminals. Apologies for the audio because I did have to redo the whole episode, but subliminals are, in manifestation terms, are affirmations that only your subconscious can hear. They do help a lot with moving your manifestations forward because oftentimes our limiting beliefs, how we view ourselves, etc., it has taken a big hit. Our nervous system is fried, etc. So that takes a lot of healing. That takes a lot of work that only the conscious mind can do so much of. So the subconscious is where I recommend to start. And this is something that Mercedes understands well. This is why she has a whole channel dedicated to it. Now, I did view her channel. I'm not going to say too many details, but she does make audios that are for manifesting money, manifesting the perfect body, manifesting my apologies, manifesting new romance, things of that nature. So you name it, she's got it. And I wish I could recommend her channel, but just know that there's a ton of channels like this, okay? And so because of that, I think that he has some nerve. He being her ex. So I don't believe for a second that a person just one day decides to be cold to you. I believe Mercedes when she says that it felt like it was out of nowhere, but it really never was. I'm not sure how long they were together because that's not mentioned anywhere that I see, but it doesn't matter if it was a month or 12 years. If one day that person just decides to start acting completely differently towards you, and you know you didn't do anything wrong, it's for two reasons. That person has met somebody else, or they have realized that essentially you are too good for them. And nobody could ever tell me otherwise. It is one of those two things. And I think that it's likely the latter here. The reason why I don't assume that this has anything to do with somebody else is that what I'm gathering here, based on what I can pick up on from reading this about Mercedes, is Mercedes knows who she is. She is exactly who she thinks she is. And so if a man, and men, I'm not attacking all of you, just the ones that are like this. If a man is not capable of handling that, he's going to fumble it. And I think that's exactly what happened here. I think that if it was about another woman, that this would have been swifter. He wouldn't have drawn it out the way that he did. I think that his insecurities, etc., started to jump in here. And Mercedes, I am ready to make my ruling, but I am going to go to my chambers. And so my new moons that are in my courtroom, last time you were quite loud and dancing to Bad Bunny, I'm going to ask you to please keep it down while I go over her case privately. Okay, so I'm going to step out to my chambers. To my what? To my chambers. All right, bailiff. While we wait for future me to make my verdict, my other side of who I am, Ethereal Pop Alchemist, has an album that comes out April the 1st. My album, Ethereal Pop Alchemist, will be available on major platforms such as Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, you name it, and it should be on there. And if it's not, reach out to my team so that they can fix it. But in the meantime, there are 4 singles that you can listen to from Ethereal Pop Alchemist: Cast the Spell, Lucky Girl, angel numbers, and happily ever after. But because you are my new moons and you are locked in every single week, I am going to be playing another single for you that has not been released yet to the public. And that song is called Text from the Universe. So I hope that you enjoy it. Dance to it while I think of what my verdict is going to be. Well, I know what my verdict is going to be and what my sentence might be, if there is one. All right?
Goddess mode activated, I'm aligned and magnetic. Kick back, relax, another text pops on my screen. Ding ding, that's money coming to me. I blink blink at my bank deposits, looking like a social security number. Grab your drinks, we're about to be outside this summer. This is Empress card energy. This is practical luxury. My chakras are aligned. I'm looking extra fine. Wealth is my frequency. If I want it, it's mine. Ding ding ding. Another text from the universe. Ping ping ping. Watch the funds disperse. It's safe for me to be financially free. Ring ring ring. Money's calling me. Nails done so I can count my funds, looking pretty. High rise apartment overlooking the city. Happiness raises my currency. Moving rich with no sense of urgency. I'm valuable, I'm meant for good things. I deserve all the fortune the stars bring. This is Empress card energy. This is practical luxury. My chakras are aligned. I'm looking extra fine. Wealth is my frequency. If I want it, it's mine. Ding ding ding. Another text from the universe. Ping ping ping. Watch the funds disperse. It's safe for me to be financially free. Ding ding ding. Another text from the universe. Ping ping ping. Watch the funds disperse. It's safe for me to be financially free. Ring ring ring. Money's calling me.
The song you just heard is Texts from the Universe, from Josie's debut album, Ethereal Pop Alchemist, arriving April 1st on all major streaming platforms. 4 singles from Ethereal Pop Alchemist are already available to stream now. Josie thanks you for taking the time to listen to Texts from the Universe and for streaming her music. Truly, your good taste in music has not gone unnoticed. Now then, if everyone is done twerking, court is back in session, and the Honorable Judge Josie is ready to deliver her verdict.
Wow, twerking in my courtroom. All right, this is twice now that you guys have done this, but that's okay. I'm glad that it's so lit and you guys are having a fun time, and I brought back the millennial word lit, and we're going to leave it. Mercedes of Atlanta, Georgia, please rise. Okay. Now, don't be nervous now. You don't get to be nervous now. I have reviewed your case, your confession, your creative liberties with your subliminal affirmations, and I am now ready to deliver my verdict. And I know that this might not be what you expect to hear from me, but, oh, no. Mercedes, stand up. Don't get shy. Don't get all nervous now. No. This is my courtroom. You will respect it as such. I reviewed your case, okay? And your little accountability seasoning that you mentioned has made this verdict quite easy for me, okay? And so, in the case of Mercedes versus her dusty ex, Mercedes, I find you guilty. No. Order in my courtroom. Or you need to, no, that one right there, get them out of my courtroom. Cause what? Cause who are you talking to? Don't end up in my freezer. Mercedes, oh my goodness, it's gonna be okay. You're not guilty for what you think. You are not guilty of being evil, you're not guilty of being petty. Honestly, that part, I mean, it's a little bit iconic, I think there's some witch in you somewhere. And you're definitely not guilty of being the problem in that relationship. No, not at all. What you are guilty of is entertaining a Dusty, okay? Shara 7 and others like her would tell you the same. That is your only crime, because let me get this straight. This man started off as what you would consider kind of like a Prince Charming, and then he switched up on you. He became emotionally unavailable. He left you confused, hurt, and probably had you questioning your own self-worth. And now he has the audacity, the unmitigated gall to ask you for anything, to even be reaching out to you other than to say, I'm sorry. I in nowhere saw where you mentioned that he said he was sorry. Where is that at? Did you just forget to mention that, or is it that he never actually apologized to you? And so I like that you are kind enough to still hear him out somewhat, but I want that to stop. I need that to stop. And that is going to be part of your sentencing. But he has the audacity to ask you to make him a subliminal for success. How about one for accountability? How about you make him one for that? Okay? If you decide to. That's not even a part of this, but if you decide to do anything, make him one for accountability. Okay? Success about what? Success of what? Being inconsistent? Being a fuckboy? Are we still saying fuckboy? I don't know. But that's what I'm gonna call him. He has got some nerve. And the thing is, Mercedes, you actually said yes to this. And so that is why I found you guilty. We need to talk. And I want to say this in front of all of my new moons, because I want to address not only your subliminal cocktail here, but I want to address how this should have gone. Okay? And how it should go in the future. You didn't make him the subliminal because deep down you knew that you were still hurting from this and that you still haven't healed from this. And nothing about that is wrong. This is going to obviously take some time, I'm assuming, just based on your reaction, and even that he still feels that he can reach out to you, that you've been together for some time, or that you were together for some time. And I'm not mad at your creativity. I'm not mad at the fact that you make subliminals. I think that more people need to, because I think that they are one of the best ways to manifest. But what you can't manifest your way out of is healing. And what I gather from all of this is that you have not healed. You're not confused. You took full accountability with full audacity, something that I really like. And it's cute, yes, but it's also a problem. Not because of the subliminal itself, because to be honest with you, I wouldn't feel a lick of guilt, and I would have told him to his face what I did. But we're different people. And honestly, this is how I want you to handle this, because I think we all have exes that still have the audacity to reach out to us. I want you to no longer contact him or respond to any of his contact to you. Okay? It's one thing if you ended on good terms and you're still friends. It's another thing for what you described to me, for that type of a person to think that they still are allowed to have access to you. And so what I expect from you, your sentence, is effective immediately. You are to cut off communication with that Dusty. No favors, no replies, no checking in, no nothing. That chapter is closed. I want you to lock it. I want you to archive it. Okay? Secondly, since you want to play in the realm of subliminals, and I love that, and you clearly have a range, you are required to be transparent about any affirmations that are used in your audios on your YouTube channel. Now, I didn't take time to go through all of them, so maybe you already do this, but because I don't want your listeners to eventually, maybe they'll put 2 and 2 together, they'll realize that you're who I'm talking about. I don't want them to feel that they can't trust you, okay? And it's not because you're in trouble, it's because you are powerful. You just don't know you are. And in order to be powerful, I expect you to be ethical. Okay? This isn't a bunch of, Trump supporting weirdos over here. We are people who actually care about others. We are people who understand that you can be empathetic and a master manifestor at the same time. One does not negate the other, okay? So sneaking things into people's subconscious is fine so long as it is positive. And that includes anybody that you choose to make a subliminal for, because it is a choice. Nobody's making you do it, okay? Stand on your work, own it, and finally, stop pouring your energy into people who already showed you who they are, okay? You don't need to reprogram that man. All you need to do, Mercedes, all you need to do is release him. All right? That's my ruling. My ruling is final. And that's it. You guys can go. Court is adjourned. Oh, Mercedes, next time a man switches up and gets cold on you, do not make him a subliminal. Make him irrelevant. All right? Let's switch it up because I said so. Valeo new moons for aligning with the frequency of Court of the New Moon. If you would like to submit a case to Court of the New Moon, go to courtofthenewmoon.com. You can also email the team by going to luanovapodcast.net. The Lua Nova podcast airs every single Monday. Court of the New Moon airs once a month on a random Wednesday. Okay? So, until next time, new moons, Court of the New Moon is now adjourned. I hope that you enjoyed the song that I played for you. Remember, Ethereal Pop Alchemist is available April the 1st, and there are currently 4 singles that you can stream, but all of my music will be available and is available on all major streaming platforms such as Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, etc. It's even on free sources like AudioMac, okay? So yes, you can listen to my music for free, and every time that you spin that song, it helps me to reach more listeners and more people. So I appreciate you so much. Court is adjourned. Ciao.
This has been a Lua Nova production. May what you ask for be aligned, and may what arrives be for your highest good. And so it is. Esto ha sido una producción de Lua Nova. Que lo que pidas esté alineado, y que lo que llegue sea para tu bien. Y así será.